Good evening. Welcome to the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. Well, we have a special guest for you today. It's Florida House Representative and Anthony Sabatini. He plans to rename parts of the U.S. Highway 27 in Florida after Donald J. Trump. So it'll be the Donald J. Trump Highway. He says in a statement he made recently, that he's looking forward to working on this important designation honoring one of the greatest presidents in American history. Mr. Sabatini, a Republican, and I believe he's over to Howley Hills, Howley in the Hills area. This was tweeted on Tuesday. So welcome, Florida House Representative Mr. Sabatini.
Hey,
Welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's good to have you on, sir. It's good to have you with us. But by the way, my middle name is Anthony as well. I'm Anthony also. But I'm not going to keep you too long. I know you're a very busy man. But if you could please just tell us about the process in renaming this highway, U.S. Highway 27. Is it going over well there in the area?
Absolutely. There's a lot of support. We have tens of thousands of signatures, people who are coming from around the country to support this legislation. I think the House representatives would be wise to pass it because Donald Trump's very popular in the state. And we've already got a lot of people talking about making sure that this happens.
That's very good. And I want to ask you a question because I've seen this around in some areas. How long will this be in place? Is this a permanent placement for that highway name?
Absolutely, yeah. This would be to permanently change the name of Highway 27 to the Donald J. Trump Highway. So it would be the designation on the maps and all the rest of it.
All right, that's very good. He is one of, I don't know, I've been around quite a while, and I've never had a president or seen a president do what President Donald J. Trump has done. There's none been like him in history. Not even Reagan came close to doing what Donald J. Trump has done in the White House. Yet we have, of course, so many attacks against him. If it's approved, how long will it take before the work is begun in the changing of the name?
If this gets approved, I think you'll start to see the new designations go in later this year in the fall.
Well, that's great. So tell us a little bit about what you are doing there in that area. And not only that, what's going on in that area, but really what you're doing there too with the people there in Florida. Because I know we have this highway being renamed, and a lot of times we see things like this and we look over the people that are behind it, the representatives. But what is your vision? What is your vision for Florida there? And now that Donald J. Trump is there in your area too, that's something to think about because he's a powerful representative for the Republican Party there in the state.
Well, this is really my focus right now, making sure that we can get Florida's longest highway named after one of the great presidents of American history. I think if we can get this done, then the people are going to be pretty happy, pretty satisfied, and it's going to be a really good historic reminder of the last 4 years and how great they really were.
All right, very good. We're going to take a short break right now. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert with Florida House Representative Anthony Sabatini. Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network. We have a guest today, Anthony Sabatini, representative in Florida House. I'm going to ask you one more question, and then we'll let you go. We've had some little technical difficulties. Once Representative Sabatini returns, we'll bring him right back on. We have a couple more questions we'd like to ask him. But with each passing day, the Democrat Party continues to confirm what I already know to be true, there is no honor amongst thieves. I pray our country survives the Biden administration. We've been going through a lot, and I do appreciate what Representative Sabatini is doing there in Florida, giving some credit to our president, Donald J. Trump, who fought really hard for the American people. He fought extremely hard for the American people, and we owe him a debt of gratitude for his fight on our behalf. And I really am looking forward to seeing this new highway in Florida, 27, dedicated to Donald J. Trump. In the news today was Sarah Huckabee Sanders announced her running for governor of Arkansas the other day. So we'll be looking to see what's going on or happening in that race. Let's move on, see what else we got here. Representative McCarthy in the House of Representatives has been saying that Joe Biden has been putting China over the American people. You think? Of course he has. He has been from day one, even from the beginning of his campaign. So he had a quote. He said, every day for the next 4 years, Americans must measure policy proposals from the Biden administration against a simple question: will it help the Americans in need? So far, there's a few that could be met with just that, but yes, but most flatly do not meet the needs of the American people. We know that. Such things as halting the Keystone XL oil pipeline project, which caused a lot of union jobs to be lost, while hurting ties with Canada as well. He also noted that the work Republicans are doing in Congress is unifying the nation, while Biden's orders such as citizenship to 11 million illegals, immigrants, is dividing the nation. He goes on to say our nation's top priority should be getting people back to work, kids back to school, and vaccines to those who want it. President Biden's priority is destroying the Keystone XL jobs, giving citizenship to illegal aliens, and raising energy costs on the American families. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with you in a moment on the Black Conservative Voice. Let's see if we can get back hold to Mr. Sabatini. Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. We haven't been able to reach Mr. Sabatini back, but we are looking forward to that U.S. Highway 27 being changed back over to Donald J. Trump Highway in Florida. Thank you, Representative Anthony Sabatini, for joining us. I know he's been very busy, so maybe he got caught up and he had to go move on. We've had a few technical difficulties, but we're going to continue to get Sabatini back if we can. We'll continue on. Mr. McCarthy, I want to know, why is it okay to go after President Donald J. Trump on day one and not after his abuse of power, Biden, and all the wrongs that Biden has done previously to stepping into office that has been proven to be true? We need to investigate him. And I heard that you didn't want to stand behind Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who wanted to draw up articles of impeachment. I encourage her to continue with her process and leave the whip Republicans behind. And I encourage the Republican Party, those who represent the American people and the conservative views of the American people, to stand behind Marjorie Taylor Greene as she moves forward. I believe, I'm not sure whether Representative Bondi is still in there, maybe in the House. I don't know if she was the Senate or whatever, but she spoke out about the corruption that was involved with Hunter Biden and all those others involved in that scam there with Ukraine. And they also allowed things to go wrong with people and doing wrong to go unpunished, especially if you're Democrats or friends of the Democrats, corrupt machine. The Republican Party on the Hill, some champions, but their leaders are wimps and gutless, and the Democrats know it. We need real change. This is why I was happy to have President Donald J. Trump on the Republican side, because he had guts to say what was needs to be said. But we need change in the Republican Party, more like Holly and Cruz and Representative Green, someone who stands up for the American people. After the cheat our president Trump out of his office, they cheated him out of his office, whatever you may want to call it, but that's what I call it. This is a real problem. The world is laughing at America with his new weak president. America's new weak president does not care about the American people. He's proven it from day one. He's destroyed jobs. He's trying to open our borders. We may have to fight just to keep our enemies from coming across the borders ourselves, because our president doesn't give a hoot about us at all. Tensions are reportedly rising between Senator Schumer and Governor Cuomo in regards to the coronavirus vaccine and the things that are going on that in New York. But we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with you in a moment on the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. The tensions reported between Senator Schumer and Governor Cuomo. What did I tell you? They will be fighting amongst themselves. And this is just one of the fights that they're focusing on. Believe me, the liberal news media is not going to tell you about it. Some of them are, because they're laughing too, that the games begin. According to New York Post article on Sunday over coronavirus legislation, Cuomo was even threatening to sue the federal government. Cuomo should be in jail for knowingly killing seniors by sending sick people back into the community. Everyone in the Democrat Party has escaped the law and received no punishment, because we have a Republican Party with no kahunas. Ahead, just because you are in the minority, you don't just give up. That's what many Republicans are doing in representation of the American people. They're just kicking it over. They're just giving it up. They can care less. I say they're gutless. What kind of representation do we have? What kind of representation do we have? When we were young kids and stuff, we came up in rough neighborhoods. Granted, I did. But when we went out and we went to fight, we went out to fight together. We don't fight like they do in these days and time, people with guns and shooting people and stuff like that. Or we had a disagreement, we took it to the streets, but we fought with our fisticuffs and whatever. We didn't seek to kill anybody or to hurt anybody in that way, but we didn't sit back as wimps, just taking whatever came down. But the Republican Party of this day, I'm sorry to say it, they are gutless. Not all of them. Some of them have some guts, and I mentioned some of them earlier. I say none are for the American people. Just a small bit of men and women in the Republican Party let their people down. Some people in the Republican Party are standing with them. But I want to ask for those who just given up, where's your fight, Mr. McCarthy? If you fight for us, we will fight for you in 2022. But guess what? If you don't, we won't. Let me repeat that. Republican, where is your fight? If you fight for us, we will fight for you in 2022. It's not over, people. But the Republican Party, you need to get with your constituents, Republican Party representatives and senators. You need to get with your constituents and find out what they are desiring. This is a quote from Governor Jerk Cuomo of New York. And this is what he was saying because Schumer came after him. And what I say, you will see a lot of fighting. See, because they're in charge. And they're the corrupt ones. They're in charge. They're the one that's always starting conflicts. So here they are. They got conflicts. They can only start conflicts with themselves. They had the Senate. They had the House. So here they are fighting amongst themselves. This is a quote from Governor Cuomo. If Washington doesn't provide the New York State with our fair share of funding, we're going to pursue litigation. Hypocrite. Because I cannot, in good faith, represent the people of this state, and though they are being harmed. You can't, in good faith, represent the people of the state, Governor Cuomo? You haven't represented them in good faith, allowing people's parents to die in nursing homes by sending people who already had coronavirus back into the nursing home. Yet you're designing, sticking out your chest, talking about what you did during the coronavirus pandemic's beginning, how you supposedly saved so many people. Well, I'm one to believe it's what they call a pandemic. You planned this for a distraction from what you people did with Donald J. Trump in the election period. He stated Democrat, the governor said, who killed, like I said, hundreds in senior living facility and nursing homes in New York. And know that they are being treated unfairly. He wants them to know that the people of New York are being treated unfairly. I say they are being treated unfairly. They got governors like Governor Cuomo and an idiot like de Blasio as a mayor in New York City. We need to end all this foolishness there in New York and bring back some real mayors like Mayor Giuliani and some real governors. So anyway, let's move on. We're going to take a short break. Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice here with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network. I do apologize for all the technical difficulties we appear to be having this afternoon. We're trying to get things to go forward here. But I do thank you for joining us here at the Black Conservative Voice here on the CTM News Network, the Voice of Truth. You know, I watch the news every day and I watch the goings on that are going on around. And there's some unrest, people. And it's not only amongst the Republican Party, it's also amongst the Democrat Party. They realize that a lot of things that are going on in this president's administration, Biden administration, already that are major problems. Is he going to represent the American people, or is he going to represent the Biden family and their misdoing? Are we going to see something happen with the DOJ and the Department of Justice and the Judiciary Committee, or they're going to blow it under the table like they did with Miss Lerner years ago when they appeared to be attacking the conservatives in this nation? Here they are again, people calling us conspiracy theorists. That's what we're called. When we're speaking out, when we have a conservative president, conservative control of the Senate, they call us conservative. But when we step down for that and we start telling yourself everything we say, even if it's true, it's called a conspiracy theory. What foolishness. If it's as plain as the nose on your face, how can you call it conspiracy? Yeah, we've been hearing that constantly over the years. And I believe a lot of people like Rush Limbaugh, Larry Elder, and several other people who are conservative talk show hosts who know that they are going to come after them once again. These are conspiracy theories. Don't believe this. And I've seen something recently, people. I'm going to share this with you. Probably I've got a little something in my throat there. But I've seen even recently people where they're starting to try to block the Trump name from being used on social media, in print media. Like you post a post and you mention you like President Trump, they'll put it down as misinformation. Misinformation or something that's against the community. I'm seeing it. I couldn't believe it. A friend of mine sent me a post and I saw her there, and then I went to her site to see and to say something to her about the post, and they had already taken it down. This stuff has to stop. because they're directly attacking the American people. And President Trump said they were going to do it. Excuse me. But anyway, I want to thank you for joining us here on the Black Conservative Voice. Once again, I'd like to apologize for the technical difficulties, but we will be right back with you on the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here tomorrow. But I want to thank you for joining us here. I want to thank you for sticking with us throughout this time, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on in the government as we move forward with this new administration. I want to thank you, and I want to say to you, like I always like to say, God bless you, God bless America, and God bless the world. Until next time, this is David Colbert on the Black Conservative Voice saying good night and God bless.